Burning bridges is my specialty. Dating dads is my fatality.
I'm a Broadway bear, and I'm here to take center stage.
Hello! I'm Hunter Harden.
And I'm Papa the Bear.
And welcome to The Real Housebears. Oh my gosh, it's me, Hoda. Hello, everybody. Oh my God, hello. Hello. Oh, I love you. And I love you. I love you too, girl. America. Housewives love me. Anyways, to this podcast, I love your podcast. I love your podcast so much, but I have a problem.
Yeah?
I heard you guys are making fun of me for saying raisiny.
Oh, raisiny.
Oh, raisiny.
Oh, raisiny.
And you're going to do it right here in front of me on the podcast. You listen here, bear. I will run you out of town. I own this world.
Hoda. Not sweet Hoda.
You're making fun of Hoda. Hoda doesn't like that. Hoda will cut you.
Does Hoda speak in third person?
Hoda speaks in third person. And Hoda's third person even speaks in third person as well. Okay? So you just look here, Mr. Bear. If I want to say, ooh, raisiny.
Oh, raisiny.
I'm going to say it. Oh my gosh, goodbye, everybody. I love you all. Oh my gosh, applause for me. You are the real champions. Bye.
My sweet Hoda would never talk like that. She is an
I think
angel.
Hoda just shanked me on the way out. Oh my gosh, I'm bleeding.
I love Hoda Kotb. I start my day every day with the Today Show. I only speak of Hoda with love, and I only laugh about, oh, raisiny.
Oh, raisiny.
And so, if you guys have no clue what we're talking about, last episode, I made the joke about, oh, raisiny. Because earlier that day, we were watching, what is it, Good Morning America?
No, how dare you, the Today Show.
Oh, the Today Show. And she's like, what color is it?
Showing how to use 90s makeup.
And she goes, oh, raisiny.
Here, let me just play it.
So we're going to play it real quick.
Take like a raisiny based lipstick.
Raisiny.
And this color was actually available in the 90s.
Oh, raisiny.
Oh, raisiny.
So we've actually even posted it on our socials. You could see it on our Twitter at The Real Housebears.
No, we're just Real Housebears
and then
on X.
And then, on X. And then Instagram, we're The Real Housebears.
And Facebook.
And Facebook. Come check us out, y'all.
You know, another thing that you can see on our socials that we just posted this week is we've just recently found some older articles about us. There was an article from 2021 of the best new podcasts.
Yes, and we were on that list. And then there's another one, too. I can't remember what it was for.
It was the gay... Oh, let me look. I saved it. I had it open just to be ready for that. It was Gay Morning America.
Gay Morning America. Oh, my gosh. We were on there.
The couple behind the Real Housebears of Salt Lake City podcast.
So they do a little article about us, but they basically just rip it all off from our Q Salt Lake interview. Did you notice that?
No.
Yeah, that's totally fine. I don't care.
Bring it.
Give us more. Just at least tag us.
Links and comments.
Tag us so we know that I had to Google I just Google stuff. So I Googled the Real Housebears, and that's how I found those two articles that were over a year old.
Just by Googling stuff.
Google.
What does that mean? Google it.
You know what we should have done is we should have Googled a bull in New York City. Thank you, Clavicle Girl, one of the OGs. Clavicle Girl, she's an OG.
She's definitely an OG of this podcast.
She's never. I think I'm 99.9% she's already been #Housebears famous.
Yes.
But if she's not, she's an OG and
so
just
already honorary.
Already an honorary #Housebears
famous.
But she reminded us about the bull at the stock market.
Yeah, because I thought the bull was in Chicago, but
you were thinking of the Chicago
But
Bulls.
I was corrected rather rudely.
No, she's the Clavicle Girl is the bomb.
But no, that statue of the bull with the big hanging balls in the back is in New York. Talking about balls.
Does it really
oh
have
my
big
gosh.
balls on it?
Yeah, it's got big balls. Because what movie was, I think it was either Back to the Jungle with Tim Allen, or it was another movie like that, where he's running away and he stops and he turns and it like aims and he's right at the bull's butt and he's like underneath and you can see his big balls.
Speaking of balls, we were just talking about
Balls.
if we were able to actually go to BravoCon, which sadly we don't have plans to go to be at BravoCon
Which
this year.
so expensive. I was
Oh
going
my
to try
God, we
to
went
like
to-
surprise you, and I'm like, ooh, I cannot afford that.
Yeah, we were going to try to make that happen, but that's just not going to happen. But
Not this year.
But we were talking about, if we were at BravoCon, which house husbands would we want to hook up with?
And hang out with like the whole time. Yeah.
Well, hanging out and hooking up with is two totally different things.
I want to hang out and hook up.
Well, I want to hook up and hang out with a lot of them, but some of them I just want to hang out with.
Oh, okay.
But I mean,
Well, you can hang out with whoever you want.
yeah,
But
yeah. You already have the hall pass to hook up with Frank.
Why does everybody make such a big stink about my balls?
yes, Frank. And also, I'm wearing my gym outfit so it shows more of my muscles because Frank commented on one of my shirts and said I was looking swole. AF, bro. Yep. So we're basically dating right now.
I know.
I'm in a triad with him and Brittany.
Great.
So-
and I'm just well, you know what? That's
If things
fine.
don't work out, I have a fallback.
No, that's
right here.
no, because I am wearing my Justin Rose t-shirt today. I'm wearing an old throwback from season 1 of Salt Lake City. At one of Whitney's events, she had t-shirts made with her tagline on it, which season 1 is something like, "This rose isn't afraid to handle a prick."
Yeah.
Well, she also made one for Justin that was supposed to say, "This rose isn't afraid to give a big prick."
Yeah.
But instead, she accidentally made a shirt for Justin that said, "This rose isn't afraid to handle a big prick."
I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
So they so generously gave it to me. So I am hooking up and hanging out with Justin Rose.
I hope Justin doesn't get jealous of me and Frank. And what if Justin starts showing me attention? Ooh, then it'll be hard to
It's
choose.
going to be ugly at BravoCon next year, you guys. Next year at BravoCon, there will be a brawl.
For my love,
Frank and Justin Rose
are gonna fight for.
It's gonna be a match, a cage match.
Old man Rambo over here.
I'll be in a cute little bikini on the sideline
With like a scorecard.
Like a little scorecard. I'm like, woohoo, Frank, go Frank, and then woohoo, go Justin too.
Fun.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, I'm happy to be in a triad with Justin and Whitney, especially since they're just down the road. They're much easier to see.
Well, I ain't afraid to travel. You know that.
I know you ain't afraid to travel.
What happens at guys' night stays at guys' night.
Well, no matter who you're in your triad with, you know who you're spending Christmas with.
Oh, Christmas tree.
And we're going to be decorating our Christmas tree.
Oh, Christmas tree.
And spending the holidays together.
Oh, Christmas tree, 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 tree.
And we're going to be wearing lingerie.
Tree Christmas.
We're going to be wearing lingerie.
Oh.
Decorating our Christmas tree.
Christmas tree, oh.
It was very strange. Even after we had originally watched the episode and we're getting ready to watch it again and take notes. And then seeing that the episode was called Oh Christmas Tree, I mean, it took me like 5 minutes to be like, why in the world?
I was like, well, it was October, so I was like, there was Halloween, so, Christmas is coming up.
I finally remembered, oh yeah, the lingerie.
The lingerie
The
gate.
lingerie. Well, let's get into RHONY. Episode 2, loving the girls, loving the season a lot. Most of what I'm seeing on social media actually is pretty positive. Everyone,
I'm having a hard time finding characters for all of them to do my podcast because there's not a lot of. They all just sound very
New York.
New York. I don't know.
That's okay. They'll come to you.
So thank God we're doing other stuff too because I was also going to do the Testicle Festival, like a balls thing. But
well, you'll get to know the ladies and you'll get things that are coming to you. Jenna Lyons is already obviously a fan favorite because she's so quirky and interesting. And baller. But we're starting off at Size Brownstone in Brooklyn. Uba is arriving. They're just like in the middle of the street.
Oh yeah, we figured out what Uba.
Yes.
It's that woman song by
From
Doja Cat.
Yes.
Woman.
It took us a few days.
Yes,
But we figured it out. They've all been invited to Aaron's home in the Hamptons.
The Hamptons. Where
is
is the Hamptons? I need to look at a map.
We actually have looked it up before. It's just out. It's like a little island, I believe, if I remember correctly.
Very rich island.
Yeah, for sure.
I've never seen it in the fall, I don't think. Actually, no, I've seen it in the fall.
And I could be completely wrong about that, but we actually looked it up one time because we wanted to go visit Grey Gardens.
Oh, yeah.
So anyhow, they've been invited to Aaron's home in the Hamptons, and Sai has packed her whole closet.
She prepares for her moods. Like she dresses for her moods.
We have had this conversation probably on this podcast, actually. Yeah. You pack every outfit just in case you feel like wearing something different. I plan out my outfits.
I've got at least like 2 different variations for each outfit for 3 of them each day.
Yeah.
I have like a slutty version, I have a more modest version, and then I have, if it's a weathery day version, just in case like the weather's changed or if the venue I'm going to isn't so slutty appropriate, or, you know.
Right.
I pack for my moods. Overly glamorous, cranky bitch, country club, equestrian life, around the way chick, hipster who lives in Williamsburg, because I definitely had some like UGG slides, and Upper East Side rich bitch.
Just takes a lot.
So the proportion of your luggage compared to my luggage is very similar to the proportion of Sai's luggage.
I used to wear
Uba's.
only 50% of what I brought, but I've gone up. I've done about 75% now. I think I'm doing pretty good.
Good for you. Well, there isn't even room for Jessel's stuff by the time they get there.
I love it that Sia tries to say it's all Uba's bags. She's like, no, these are all Uba's bags. Uba's like, no. I have like 2 bags with me.
You know, I thought it was strange, you know, even though they're just going right outside of the city, I thought it was strange that they're technically taking a cast trip in episode 2. Mm-hmm. But that made me hearken back to the season 3 of Salt Lake City, where they went on a cast trip in like episode 2.
Yeah.
But it's because they originally started out filming with Jenny Wynn.
Oh, yeah.
And then they had to cut all of that once she was no longer included on the cast. This season, again, there was, I think I told you the other day, there was someone who was originally part of the cast who quit early on. If I remember correctly, it's because they were receiving a lot of anti-Semitic messages on this. I also read that maybe they were getting caught for being racist or something like that. I don't know. But nonetheless. So I feel like we probably have a very similar situation where they've actually probably been filming for a little bit.
Probably.
And that's why they all seem so comfortable around each other already.
Except for Jenna Lyons. She doesn't do small talk. She doesn't do small talk very well, and I don't think she does well in big groups unless it's business.
Right. She doesn't do dill.
She don't do dill. Don't you dare give me some dill.
Right. Well, Bren isn't going. She's sick. Hopefully she'll show up tomorrow. So we get to Aaron's house. And those personalized PJs are really cute and what a nice
I wish
touch.
Our rich friends would invite us. AKA the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, invite us somewhere and give us cute little personalized.
I wish
90s.
they would too.
I want them. I probably will never wear them really unless I'm like at a party or something. But because you know I'm naked. And
on Radio Andy the other day, Andy and John Hill were talking about how often are you naked around your house, and John Hill's like most, practically 100% of the time, maybe a pair of underwear, but yeah, about 100. And then Andy's like, well, I have kids, so I can't do that so much anymore.
Yeah,
right.
I'm not a big fan of like being totally naked walking around the house. I like to have underwear on because I just can't have everything flying around. Getting caught on things, knocking things down and stuff when I'm turning, like it's crazy.
Fair. That's smart. So Aaron's house, I can only imagine how much money they have made off of this house after completely flipping it and renovating it. There's more bathrooms than there are bedrooms.
Like, that's crazy.
Cynthia and Felix, spelled Feliks. I was like, you are the only Felix in the world. And
Felix.
is it really spelled that way?
Felix.
But they're the caviar caterers.
Oh my god, this is me. I'm here over the caviar. I'm gonna have a caviar. You want a prango for your caviar?
I've never tried caviar.
I've tried caviar.
What'd you think about it?
It tastes like the sea.
Okay.
I feel it's just the texture for me. I'm just not a big fan of it. I don't know what.
You don't want it to be part of your world.
No, I don't see no caviar swimming around.
So, I've heard that. I'm also, I'm a texture kind of person.
It's the
so
texture
I'm very
for me.
concerned about how the texture would be in my mouth.
That's the same reason why I don't like oysters a lot too. It's just the texture. It's too much. It's too slimy.
I won't say that I don't like caviar because I've never tried it.
I mean, who doesn't like caviar?
But there are some things in life, like caviar and escargot, that I'm okay with not knowing if I like it or not.
Did I do escargot or caviar?
Escargot is probably similar to oysters. It's snails. And then caviar is little eggs.
It's the little eggs. I've tried the little black eggs.
Yeah, then you've done caviar.
I don't know where I tried it, but I tried it just because it was there, and I know it's expensive, and I'll never try it again. Well, I'll try it again. Like, it's not like something horrible.
Oh, listen, I'll do anything to save face in front of people.
Also, like, if there's caviar, that means I'm around, like, hoity-toity people, so I'm going to be hoity-toity too. I'm like, eat that prey, like, so delicious. Yes, I love it.
But you know what? That's, even though that sounds a little, I totally am into the Pringles situation here. When I saw, as soon
Me
as
too,
I saw
because
that,
pretzels are, Pringles are really salty. They're a different type of chip.
Yeah, I was like, what a brilliant idea. I've never had caviar, but I think that this sounds like an amazing idea. And then for everyone to be like, ooh, caviar, Pringles, you're ghetto. I'm like, where's your sense of humor?
I mean, it's not like they're trying to tell you to, like, put it on spaghetti with cut up hot dogs.
Yeah.
Like, it's a chip.
Yeah, and
It's
again,
a chip.
it's probably the taste and textures go great together. And again, where's your sense of humor?
I guess it's like dipping lobster into ketchup or something.
Or I guess it's like going to Bleep Restaurant.
Bleep Restaurant? I can't go to Bleep Restaurant.
I know, you're too good for
that
Bleep
was
Restaurant.
2006.
Bleep Restaurant probably probably has one-ply toilet paper in their bathrooms.
That's what I heard. Bleep has that. That's the only place that Bleep has is one ply.
Then that's why I wouldn't go to Bleep.
I wouldn't go to Bleep.
Seriously, I won't go anywhere with one-ply toilet paper.
And Bleep has one ply. Bleep.
No, I know. Well, that's why we're going to somewhere else.
Provisions.
Yeah, I bet you Provisions has 2-ply toilet paper.
I'd be on Uba's team too. If I knew that there was just going to be caviar, I'm going to be like, oh, I don't want just caviar. Do you have like a meat and cheese spread too that I can nosh on as well?
But Uba doesn't eat cheese.
Oh yeah, Uba.
She's the real culprit behind it all.
And she's not going to hide, like, I'm going to go to Provisions to get some food because I don't want to eat this.
I love her. She don't care. She's going to say what's on her mind. Mm-hmm. She's not going to be really mean about it. She's mostly going to be funny about it.
She has become a very playful, fun person.
Yeah, she's definitely the comic relief out of the cast. But these women are talking about food. They're hungry.
They're always complaining about food. Like, how much eating needs to occur?
And Aaron didn't consider that they were going to arrive hungry. Mm-hmm. Aaron probably thought, oh, they're going to eat before they leave the city, or they're going to eat on their way here from the city. I don't know why.
But
she would assume that.
Is this going to be the issue, the PartyFoodGate on all these episodes? Because it's first episode was Cheesegate. Second episode is Caviar Gate. Third one's going to be Meat Gate. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, yeah, maybe.
Because everyone's so upset about it all.
Maybe, you're right. It's a big deal.
It's weird.
That's weird.
But these women, I think it's not as much about the food as how to be a host that meets their expectations.
But do you know what they aren't fighting about?
What?
Rooms.
No.
There's not a single irritation or mishap with the rooms.
This is where we get our first taste of Jessel being difficult to please because she's not happy with the daughter's room. Mm-hmm. But I love that when Jenna Lyons gets there first, she's nervous. And Aaron gives her the caviar that has dill on it, and
She's like, no, I'm not gonna make you. I'm not
she
gonna let you eat
almost
it.
looks like a cat who jumped, like grabs onto the ceiling with her claws. And then Jenna's like, well, since I'm first, what do I get that's special?
No, she's like, since I'm first, do I get special stuff, like eat special food, maybe special catering?
I mean, she's nervous, y'all. You should give her something special.
I like Jenna so much. I
I
feel
do
like I
too.
would get along with her really well, but I feel like it would be hard to like pull stuff out of her.
Yeah. After you get to know her, I bet you she eventually becomes an
Yeah.
open book. Jessel has not had sex in 2 years. Well, okay, first they say a year, then later they say 2 years.
Yeah.
Maybe even at some point someone says 3 years, I'm not sure. But nonetheless, all of those are way too long to be having sex when you're married.
Well, at least she's giving blowjobs. At least they're still being somewhat sexual with each other.
I don't know. I'm with Uba. When you signed that marriage certificate, you were signing a contract saying that you had to put out.
No, that's not what it says.
That's when I
No, it doesn't.
100% what it says.
No.
It is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Well, but I do agree that physical intimacy is is a big important component to maintaining even an emotional intimacy with your partner.
And I just feel like she is like having a hard time with the C-section scar and stuff. Because she's never had it before, and she probably just, I don't know, you feel ugly when you have something that you're nervous about showing in public, and she probably doesn't want her husband to think less of her, maybe.
I mean,
even though I know he
feel,
wouldn't.
I feel like even though that is a real thing, and a real thing for women who have had C-section, I don't think that's exactly what's going on here.
Well, she said she also feels like not messed up, but like not right down there anymore.
But I feel like that's just one singular component out of a much bigger issue in their relationship.
Okay.
I mean, we even see later on.
He wants to leave.
I'm starting to see how difficult she is to please, and and it could be because she's unhappy in her life. Maybe
that's what I see. I see her taking out her own frustrations in her own life out on others now.
Yeah, but she's unsatisfied with the room. We find out that Jenna Lyons also has a home in the Hamptons, but it's kind of empty because she was, more or less kind of subletting it or renting it out. And we find out that her mom passed away recently, but they were not close.
No. Her mom had Asperger's. And so, when you have Asperger's, you just don't know how to really connect. I think that my oldest nephew has Asperger's and on some kind of level or scale, because when he was in college, my sister wanted me to ask if he was gay or straight, because she had no idea, because he's had kind of situations with both of them in a weird way. And so when I went up to visit him in college, I just asked him, like, hey, are you gay or straight? Like, because I'm gay, the family accepts, blah, 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 blah. And he says, no, I just feel like I'm emotionally stunted. He's like, it's just something that doesn't drive me, an emotional connection with somebody, male or female. And I was like, okay. And I feel like that was like an Asperger's type or an asexual type thing. I don't know. Either way, I don't know what Asperger's is so... I don't know. It's mystery to me because I don't know a lot of people with Asperger's, but I do know it's a learning...
Well, it could be an
emotional
situation.
Yeah, or emotional situation.
I feel like, remember on America's Next Top Model, that one model that had Asperger's? Do you remember that?
I think so.
She did really well, and her situation was more of like an emotional connection.
She couldn't emotionally connect with it visually. Yeah.
So Jenna Lyons' mother was really kind of just incapable of emotion.
But I could see, because when you see Jenna, she does kind of seem cold. She does seem kind of very, like, just looking at her, she looks very New York cold, businesswoman.
Well, when Andy and Jenna Lyons was on the Today Show, keeps going back to the Today Show, Hoda asked Jenna, housewives are normally cast as a specific type. Like, that's the outgoing one. That's the fashion one.
That's the young one.
Which one are you? And Jenna said, to be honest with you, I think I was the cold one. She said she does open up throughout the season. She even cries and things like that. And heck, we already know a lot about her personal life. I know more about her growing up than I know about
We just don't know
else.
her relationship status, really.
Yeah.
We know she's seen somebody, but that's it.
Uba has to leave to go to Provisions.
Girl, get it.
She's
Get out.
Tall. You got to feed that machine.
6 foot, girl. Leave.
But she gets there and it's closed. Bless her heart. Starving to death. She doesn't eat caviar. She doesn't eat cheese.
I love it that Jenna comes out with a little gift bag full of lingerie.
Yes, and the way she said something when she was given hers, she said something along the lines of, she knew that you were going to be here, so she picked it out specifically for you. So I wonder if that was like the designer.
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, it could be Jenna Lyons has that connection,
Yeah, and some of them are sexy, but
they're like, I want to know. Sai's going to be there. I know she's going to be posting pictures of this. I want to
That's
make
true.
Sure
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I do have to agree with Jenna or Jessel. I did not like hers at all, really. But later on, when Uba comes out in hers, she has a full one-piece thing that it looks like that's like tan that I think that she got from her too.
Well,
I was like, how come hers is just as covered up as hers?
Yeah, it wasn't really about being covered up. I bet you Jenna was thinking, first of all, oh, look how gorgeous this color is going to be on her skin.
On her skin, yeah.
And that is a very typical. That's a very typical like slip piece of lingerie.
It's something that you kind of.
I agree that it didn't fit her well. And maybe a size smaller could have made it fit better. Mm-hmm. I don't know if an XS would have been the right size, as Jessel suggested.
I think a medium or small would have been good.
But we'll talk about how, her reaction, I don't think, is warranted.
I think she was hypersensitive too because everybody was asking her about her sex life all day.
True, and she's like, on social media, I'm sexy.
I
present myself as sexy, and then we know more about Jenna. We also find out that she said that made it sound like most of her body is scarred.
Yeah,
except for her cleavage, which makes perfect sense of why she's always showing off her cleavage.
That deep décolletage.
I used to have really, really bad varicose veins in my legs, and when I got those veins fixed, I've been showing off my legs ever since. Like, if my shorts aren't showing a whisper of testicle, then they're not short enough.
I love the balls.
Little Pepito.
So they're going out to dinner.
Tap and Rose.
Jenna Lyons completely reads Jessel for wearing too many labels. I was like, you better read Jenna. She's like, she's in fashion. She should know better.
I would not want to get read by Jenna. I'm like, I'm sorry. Tell me what to wear.
Because she doesn't. I think she's not aware of how she sounds, probably too. So Uba must be sitting facing north.
I love Uba. Uba's becoming one of my favorites.
Yeah,
she's too. So funny.
But it just depends on her mood if she wants to be facing north. Sometimes she doesn't care. Uba and Jenna Lyons don't drink. Uba said she actually went to the hospital when she smoked weed.
Those are panic attacks.
Right.
Those are just
panic attacks. We had someone in our building who literally went to the hospital.
Like a THC overdose or something?
She got some new illness for smoking too much marijuana. I didn't know that was a thing.
Well, I did hear that the kids nowadays that are starting out smoking out, the weed is so potent nowadays with it being like specialized and stuff. Like before in high school, we would get dirt weed, and it was stuff that would get us high. And then we would graduate. But now we have all this stuff that's chemically balanced and everything that's high THC. So it's getting kids sick because they've never smoked weed before.
Well, it gave her an official disorder where she can't ever smoke it again. No. Like she was in the hospital, for weeks.
What a shame.
I know. Now, there have been a lot of debates about espresso martinis with tequila. Did you catch that? Jessel orders an espresso martini with tequila. I've never heard of a martini with tequila, first and foremost.
I've heard of a martini with espresso.
Yeah, and martinis are normally created with vodka or gin, to my knowledge. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people on social media have been like, espresso martini with tequila? What's that? And then all of the, probably the younger people are like, you're stupid, you're old, you don't know about espresso martinis with tequila?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am sorry about my out. Then we just have a lot of the women being impossible to satisfy.
Well, are we going to work out or are we going to have breakfast first? Well, what do you guys want? You guys want to have breakfast? Well, I need to work out before I have breakfast. Yeah, me too. And then it was like, well, I want to eat before I have breakfast.
And then, so they debate that, and then Aaron's like, okay, well, I'll have coffee before we work out.
Well, I don't want to have that coffee.
Is
I
there
have my
yummy
own coffee. I mean, I will just have tea, to be honest with you. And it's just like, my goodness gracious. You know what? Everybody do whatever you want in the morning.
Right.
This is the time we're working out. This is when I'm going to make breakfast. Eat it.
Right. Then they're back to talking about Jessel's sex
Oh my
life.
gosh, how did it get back to her sex life again?
Who was like, listen, I'm not getting undressed for just like one round. If I'm taking my clothes off, you better believe it. We're going to be doing it over and over and over
But she
again.
is a starfish, so she just doesn't lay there.
That's fair.
And then we find out more about Jenna this episode.
Yeah, we know more
how-
about Jenna than anybody else so far.
Yeah, about how, when did it change from her being with a man and her being with a woman?
So before we get into Jenna's coming out story, why don't we take a quick break?
Okay.
And we'll come out of the closet, literally.
Oh my God! It's too hot in here. I'm going to boil to death.
And then we'll come back and talk about Jenna coming out.
Bye.
Cocktail time.
Well, hello. Well, bang, darling. Do you want some more caviar?
No, I don't.
You need more caviar.
No, we do
Who
not.
turns down caviar? Bronson, who turns down caviar? Nobody down at Downtown Abbey.
Downtown Abbey.
Downton Abbey.
I'd rather go to Downtown Abbey.
Downtown Abbey is for
I wonder if it's like the Abbey in
horrible people.
in Los Angeles.
Degenerates.
Totally.
The lower class. For bears.
The Abbey is actually right around the corner from Sir, I think.
Yeah, it is. Where Tom and Rachel were dancing and kissing.
Rumors have it she's not coming back this season.
I wouldn't. Why would you?
I know, it'd be hard. It would be hard. It would be hard for your mental health.
Yeah.
It sounds like coming out for Jenna Lyons wasn't so easy on her mental health, the way that she was just forced out of the closet.
Yeah, so she kind of has always had that feeling of not being completely fulfilled or happy. And I've heard this on even gay men too, that later on in life they started realizing what was missing inside of them.
And she said this, she was 40. Turning 40 is a pivotal moment in your life. Mm-hmm. Like, even when I turned 40, I questioned my life choices. I was like, man, did I miss my chance of having kids? Did I make the wrong decision there? So instead, I just got a husband who was like 15 years my junior.
I'm laughing all the way to the bank.
I can't wait for my 40th breakdown. I have like
no.
3 years. It's going to be...
I don't have the energy.
It's going to be like magically horrifying. And just big.
Where am I supposed to put all of my moods?
I've seen you have big emotions before. I'm not looking forward to that. But Jenna was turning 40. She was speaking to a friend who so happened to be a lesbian and hearing all about the lesbian experience. And Jenna just kind of had a light bulb moment of, oh my gosh, this is what I've been missing.
She's like, oh my gosh, I'm feeling things. Like,
Yeah.
I'm feeling hot from this.
And
like,
I want to make out with her. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna because I'm in a fancy
I have
restaurant.
always wanted that. I've always wanted that to happen with one of my straight friends, to come up to me and start talking to me about how they're having all these feelings. And I'll be like, I'll give you a BJ.
I'm 100% hitting on your dad tonight.
You can find out from that.
Let's see how much you like it.
Yeah. Anytime you want. If you want to try again next week, I mean, an hour later, I don't care. Friends are friends.
Friends, if you gotta do it with your friends because your enemies won't.
That's true.
Now, Jenna didn't know they were gay women, other than Billie Jean King, who was not an out gay woman, but everyone just knew she was a gay woman. And you don't know who Billie Jean is, or didn't know until I told you.
Dang it. You're making me look bad.
And people on the show didn't know who Billie Jean King was. A lot of people on social media didn't know who Billie Jean King was.
I thought it was a singer, and I thought it was a
but
man.
when you're someone around my age, you
130.
know. Right. you know who Billie Jean King was. She was the top tennis player of her time. She was a record breaker. She was, she was as big as, Andre Agassi. She was as big as the Williams sisters. She was like the tennis player of her time.
My sister went to middle school or high school with Andre Agassi.
Oh,
but
wow.
they never were able to see him after school because he was always practicing tennis.
Yep. So, again, it turns out she's a lost celebrity for our youth.
But apparently, 3 weeks into a relationship with another woman, the New York Times posted something.
No, the New York Post, I think.
Oh, and anyways, her company, J. Crew, called her into office and was like, are you a lesbian? Like, basically that. Like, Are you a lesbo? Like, what are you doing? Like, are you with a man or a woman? Tell us now. Do you want to come out now or do you want us to dig deeper?
I mean, they literally said confirm or deny.
Yeah, like, how intimidating is that if you're not
Incredibly,
out?
But you know how nice it was that she, even though she might not have necessarily been committed to that relationship 3 weeks in, she was committed into being true to herself. Mm-hmm. And her team at work were so
surrounded
supportive.
her around it. Yeah, like
how
that.
Amazing
you
is
don't
that?
hear that all the time.
Yes, you don't always get that.
I was afraid she was going to lose her job.
Like, I'm completely dumbfounded, honestly.
She was forced into confirming it, even without telling anyone in her family.
And thus, she is not interested. I mean, her family took it good except for her mother. But then they start asking, like, are you seeing someone, Jenna Lyons? And she's like, I am. But it stops there. Period. Done.
Yeah.
We don't talk names, don't show pictures. I don't talk to you about life with her, anything, because my life is out there, and if that person doesn't want it to be, then that's their choice.
That's the thing. I understand the argument of, well, you signed up for Housewives, so you signed up to share your life. But just within the past half hour, we have been talking about so much about her personal life and who she is, more so than anyone else on the show.
And also, to be honest with you, nowadays, being gay, it's not as free as you can be with work and with friends and stuff. And maybe you aren't all the way out or haven't told somebody
Their partner,
or something like that. And that could ruin their lives too, just being outed. Or they might get retaliation from people. People might go after them for being gay. And that's the life we live in right now. I feel like for a second there, we didn't have to care about like letting people know we were gay until I went to South Carolina. But because nowadays, like especially here in like Utah and stuff, our work, you can talk about your gay partner.
They encourage
at
me
work
to.
And
They
encourage you
encourage
to.
you to, yeah.
So it's different location wise.
Oh, for sure. It's different in different places of the country. Then we learn about Jessel and Pavitt's story. And here's where I feel I have another little bit of inkling as into the reason why they're not having sex. They were just friends at first. Mm-hmm. But not only friends, but roommates.
Yeah, I wanted to find out if they ever hooked up before they like hooked up, you know?
Well, Jessel said that when her mom came to visit, she was like, he's so into you. And Jessel's like, I never even considered it. So I would assume not. So I feel kind of like they've gotten back into the friend zone.
Oh, no. Yeah, because it's so easy to fall back into a friend zone.
And if she said she never even considered a relationship with him until that time...
It just kind of shows how, like, she doesn't see past her nose.
And, when you're in a vulnerable age where you're like, this is the age where people of my culture are getting married. This is the age that people in my culture are having children. This, maybe he is the right one. You know?
She's like, oh, okay.
When you're in your 20s, it's easy to be that way, to be that easily swayed. So that's why I feel like they're also back in the friend zone, is because that's why they're not having sex. But we did find out that she went through 5 cycles of IVF to even have kids. So that could be another thing. She doesn't want the disappointment of not getting pregnant again.
I mean, are they trying again?
I don't know, but if you're a woman who has issues getting pregnant, and
in that
it
culture.
actually happening naturally would be pretty exciting.
Yeah.
I would assume. Unless you're like, oh my God, no, we were enough. But I think, you know, I'm not a woman. I can't answer that.
I get it about the friend zone, though. I think that's the biggest cause. They just went back into friend zone.
Yeah, and then plus you've got the schedule, you've got the lack of spontaneity, you've got
Just being tired at the end.
Yeah, so you've got so many parts of the equation.
Body issues.
So I think again that just kind of ends up in the friend zone.
Well, you better not end up in jail like Uba's going to be if she stole that coconut milk.
No, she did not.
If you can't handle this energy, stay home.
I know, like, my God.
And she was not going to return it.
No, like, Erin is the one that mommed her and was like, you put that back. That's wrong.
Yeah, she's like, I work here. I mean, I live here. I frequent this restaurant.
I don't need somebody thieving some coconut milk.
It's on film.
It's on film.
So
she
I don't blame her.
She does give it to the waitress in the end to set it back. But Erin, I am liking Erin, but I feel like she has a little bit of a stick up her butt, just like a small one. And I think she's having a hard time relaxing with these ladies.
I do feel
and
like,
especially right now, this trip has been exhausting for her right now.
I feel like it. She's not a fan favorite right now. But I do feel like she's probably pretty nervous, like everything that she tries, these women are not satisfied with.
And when you're like hosting, it's pressure. And when everybody's screwing shit up,
you're
like,
in charge
stop.
of everything.
Yeah.
It's being filmed for a brand new cast of a much beloved show.
So I think if we give Erin time, I think she's going to become
I like
a fan
her
favorite.
already. I don't need to
I
give
like
her
her too.
time.
I like her too. But
like
now I
her.
feel like she's going to become a fan favorite.
Yeah, I think she has a really cool vibe. I think she has a good sense of humor. So I'm totally into Erin. But again, you all know me. I like pretty much all the housewives except for Kelly Dodd. Finally, back at Erin's, the ones who are drinking look like they're pretty drunk.
The twerking has begun.
Like Erin's doing handstands or something crazy like that.
Yeah, everyone's trash except for Jenna and
Uba. But Uba's always like on a natural high.
Yeah.
She puts her lingerie on at first, and someone on social media called her like a grandma or something like that. So at first she's like, I hate this lingerie. And then I think the comments got better. And she's like,
I love this
lingerie. But Jessel,
first of all, she's like, that's a large. Like, nobody wants a large.
Yeah, they want a small or an extra small.
Like, how horrible she looks in this Christmas tree. And she's just running around talking about how much she hates it. Well, if you don't like it, just take it off and be like, I don't have to ever wear this because it was just a gift.
No, how about you just be gracious about the thought that, you know,
and you're like, you know what? I'm going to wear this around at night when I'm getting ready for dinner.
If you hate it, tell your husband when you get home, or just never wear it again. But I
feel like she's letting her frustrations out of her life here.
She's screaming she hates the color, she hates the size, she hates the shape. And she's doing it right in front of Jenna's face. Like, that's mean and just disrespectful for a gift. You didn't have to pay for it.
No, and you don't ever have to wear it again. Who's forcing you to wear it after this? You could make fun of it jokingly, be like, I look like a Christmas tree, huh? But then say like, well, thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
I thought the color was beautiful.
Be good. I thought it was pretty, but it wasn't something that was sexy, you know?
I mean, granted, she wasn't the belle of the ball.
No, she was not the belle of the ball because some of the other outfits were sickening.
But you know who are the belles of the balls?
Well, definitely Sonia Morgan.
My reputation precedes me.
And Luann.
No, actually, I'd say Luann is the belle of the balls.
Well, yeah, I was going to say Luann is definitely
not really Sonia.
Well, and you too.
Yes, I would totally be a belle.
Ball juggler.
You're so dumb.
I love that. In the beginning of this episode, you just hear this clunk, shatter, clunk, shatter, clunk, shatter. And it's Sonia with the new grill that's just in the box and she's tipping it over to push it.
Like rolling
it a square. So you just hear everything slamming together. So the new grill is now a artsy grill, I guess.
I was going to say the same thing.
Very artsy.
So they're getting ready for Crappie Hour.
At the park for ideas and community outreach. Let's do this.
Yes, that's going to bring people to town.
Let's do this.
and
It's
make
right by the
them want
road.
To participate in Crappie Hour, even though we filmed this 9 months ago. So they go inside to get stuff from the office, and then something unmentionable happens.
I have completely blacked out, and I will never, ever mention this part of the episode ever on this podcast. So don't even think about it. So we're going to skip this 10 minutes of the worst torture I have ever heard or seen on television. And I was alive during the terrorist stuff. Like, that reporter, like, it's rough.
Don't worry about it.
So, skipping to Akash, who somehow has a new injury. He and his wife seem to be doing most of the work. Did you see how well I did that?
I like that. That was good. But I would rather you just say with a new sock on instead of a bandage, so I don't think of injury.
Luann and Sonia kind of helped set up, but really...
I really want to know how much they set up.
I mean, I can't remember Akash's wife. Her name starts with an H.
Mrs. Benton Hotel lady.
Maybe, but she even says, oh, they helped set up, but
it is a lot.
But Akash and the motel owners, they're really doing
had it with them.
So, Casey and Sean,
they're here for the Testicle Festival.
Yes.
What testicle festival?
They're staying at the Benton Motel as well. They're like, come to the Testicle Festival. You want to go to the festival. The festival.
The Testicle Festival.
Well, I wouldn't miss that for the world.
So the mayor and Miss Mayor arrive.
Yeah.
Actually, Luann did remember his name was Mayor Fred.
I do love that Sonia just asked Akash, do you shave your balls? I'll ask your wife. I'm like, where did that come from? Just because they said Testicle Festival?
Because
that's it? Because Sonia, you just have balls on your mind.
Well, and she doesn't consider pausing and thinking, is this appropriate to ask? You know? That's not the way Sonia... She doesn't have that layer.
I should have asked that to Frank.
So,
Sonia is baffled by the whole thing. She doesn't understand testicles being eaten off of any...
why would
she doesn't even know how many you could get off of one animal.
I know.
The only thing I'm not sure about today is the balls part.
Oh, but she's got something on her mind that she needs to get out with Mayor Fred.
Do you want the good news or the bad news?
So Luann feels very strongly you should give the bad news
Of
first.
course, you give the bad news first, and then you top it off with some icing.
But the problem
good news.
is the good news is something that Sonia was making up right then and there. So she needed to go ahead
and get it off of her mind while she had it fresh.
Make up that the good news is that...
Well, we got a lot of brush out. It's coming out so easily.
Yeah, the good news is that guy, he's cleaned out the brush really well. I can't remember his name.
Craig.
So the good news is Craig is doing marvels cleaning out the brush.
Thank you, Craig.
The bad news is the Jungle Gym's just not happening.
Yeah, so I wonder if they're gonna get one in the end. Like, they have to. It's just like Parks and Rec, right?
Well, I don't know if they don't. Mayor Fred is literally going to cry. He said he's going to cry.
I'm going to cry, but you have seen the most patient man in the world right here is Mayor Benton.
So that don't give them that. Don't give them that.
I know, because they'll be like, whatever. All right,
Especially
he's
don't give
fine.
Sonia Morgan that. But I love at the end of Crappie Hour, Lou and Sonia like, it was so good to see you all. Bye.
Everyone is still there. It's like they were there just as everyone gets there. And then like, oh, okay, had a drink. All right, bye. Because I didn't see them drinking anything the entire time they were there.
Well, Luann's sober.
Oh, that's right. But I mean, you can still drink something.
Yeah.
So at one point, I don't know where this is, but I just love it that Sonia has made T-shirts for the Benton Follies because, everyone wears shirts in Benton.
It's free advertisement.
I mean, everybody wears shirts.
Yeah.
Here in Benton. I mean, everybody wears shirts. This is the best idea since sliced bread.
Right?
Everybody wears shirts.
So they dip out, though, without cleaning up at all and leaving it again to poor injured Akash. Bless his heart.
So over
That's what he gets for razzing Sonia about her
and
dildo in the first vibrator.
That's true. I wonder if production helps him at all.
I don't know. I'm sure the whole town helped.
Probably.
Actually.
I hope
they
so.
all came to Crappie Hour to enjoy and to take down. Bless their heart. Because that's what people do in the small towns. They're nice like that.
That's true.
So yeah, you're right. We are on the way there to the Testicle Festival. Sonia's got the T-shirts ready.
Oh, yes.
For free advertisement, free work, just like her interns.
Because they don't want money.
No, why would they want to get paid for their
work?
If
you live in New York, aren't you making money other ways?
But did you know they actually do get college credit?
Yeah, I know that.
I mean, that's why she has like a cycling rotation. Or not even a rotation, just
I want that life so bad. Oh my God, I want it so bad.
That she doesn't have to pay for.
I want that so bad.
And then she falls in love and becomes friend, and then she comes in. Your intern's up. Sorry, next one. There are so many ball jokes between
so many testicle
between that guy who cooks the balls and his wife who eats the balls, and Luann trying the balls, and Sonia wanting to touch everyone's balls.
Well, they get there, and Sonia hates all of it.
Sonia
is not into.
Oh, she likes the way the guys look, though.
Oh yeah, she wants to have the male balls, but she's not. This whole testicle festival thing, even the name of it, she doesn't understand it. She doesn't get it. She's not on board. Thus, she is disgusted by it. And she's so snobby towards everything. Like this episode, she will not even look at the balls.
I don't even know if I caught it.
She won't even look at. She won't even touch. She won't even look at them. She is so disgusted by them.
I am disgusted. I don't know if I would try them. You go, Luann.
I would 100%. I would
Luann,
try
listen, I just love, I'm not kidding you. To me,
it's the try-all
Luann is the #1 housewife of all time.
The biggest arc.
Yes,
story arc.
I'm sorry. I just think she's so impressive. She'll do anything.
Do you think she would have done this while she was still a countess?
No way.
No way.
No way. I mean, on Ultimate Girls Trip, she got in that big ball on the water.
Yeah,
like,
she will try everything, and I love that. I mean, she threatened to kill a cop. So if you're willing to do something like that, you better be willing to eat some testicles, girl.
I don't want to have testicle breath now, you know?
You know what?
I mean, man, you have the most balls than anybody here.
You know, if there's
I don't even have the balls to say that to a cop.
If I go to jail, the one thing that I want to learn is to how to really make sure to eat balls right.
Trust me, you eat them right, honey. Oh my goodness. But there is some good trade here.
Yes.
There's some good trade everywhere here.
So Sonia stops the whole festival for her announcement about the Follies auditions.
Yes.
And they try to launch T-shirts.
It just does not work.
Not so much. Then they have the Undie 300.
Oh, the diabetic cowboy wins.
You know what? He thought he was so sexy and nothing but those briefs and a cowboy hat.
But these briefs were just like sagging on his butt.
Yes,
I'm like, oh, you have no butt.
But he does win the first round. I thought for sure Luann would win her round because, you know, she's strong on the core, but surprisingly Sonia does. And she trades the underwear guy for the banana shape.
You know what happened is Luann had an O moment in the middle of that ball.
Oh.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, experience.
I mean,
because I've heard that before from girls that those bouncy balls, they've had a thing on it.
Luann hasn't been laying them out as long as
exactly.
Jessel has.
I mean, I would have a huge orgasm on one of those balls.
I'm having one now.
You know, good things come to those who wait. Right?
Oh my goodness.
Over at Cafe Bloom, I love Kristen Drew. I just love her. I can guarantee you that behind that beautiful, sweet facade, she knows the dirt behind
every single thing. Yeah, she's like the main buzzing bee.
And I love that. And for TV and television, anytime they want something to sound classy, they always play the Flower Duet song. You know exactly what song I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's called The Flower Duet by a composer named Delibes, and I just love that we come into the Cafe Bloom under with the flower duet being sung in the background.
Cafe Bloom with blooming flowers.
Yes, we're having our
Royal High.
tea.
No, it's Royal High Tea. It's Royal High Tea.
Then you better give me some high THC.
Maybe that's
but
what it
these
means.
people really dress up. Like, they're pulling
I was
out
like,
their
where did
hormones.
everybody get all these clothes? Oh, yeah, it's like an old pioneer town, isn't it?
Yeah, probably.
It's probably from their ancestors.
The husband, bless his heart, he's not loving having to wear this wig in particular.
No.
And that wig looks ragged.
Oh, but you know what? Who's excited? Trey. Trey is so happy. Someone who has seen other gay humans in their life are there.
Yes, Sonia and Luann are probably like, finally, a gay one.
Gay human here. And he is whispering to Sonia, please take me with you.
Right.
Please take me with both of you. I can't live here anymore, please.
But he sings, he acts,
He dances. Oh my God.
We need you for the follies.
Oh, so much talent at this tea event.
And then they realize, okay, the type of people who come to a tea are the type of people who are artsy.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I was like, holy crap, they're getting so many audition here. This
and
is
you know,
it.
and oftentimes families with money will make sure to invest in the arts when they're when they have
wherever
that
they
expendable
live.
income.
Yeah.
So that's why we've got all these dancers and harp player. I mean, I'm still blown away that we have a harp player in town. It's just
I love it that one of the parents are like, I have a son who loves Broadway. And I'm like,
there's two gay people in town.
I was like, there's two people. Yeah.
There's at least two gay people in town. Then they're going to take a group photo, and Luann's like, Sonia's like,
oh my
you
gosh,
hat mark. And Luann takes what feels like 20 minutes.
Why is this
to fix her makeup.
Another long group picture? I can't do this, Luann.
Yes,
I'm trying to. This is the
take
end
a
of the day. I
video
can't
together. They take a picture together.
We'll edit it out. We'll blur it out or something.
Listen,
please.
Luann almost forgot to button her top on the way in.
That's true.
So
I mean, she is flushed. She needs to get laid.
Yes, she do. Now we have the Follies auditions, and I am living for Luann putting her bangs on.
I knew you were going to say this.
Yes, ma'am. You better put on some bangs for these Follies auditions.
I knew. And I was like, you put on bangs?
Yeah, you
like,
can
that is insane.
You can get little clip-in bangs.
And it's like, it looks exactly like her hair.
Yes.
How does that happen?
The magic of Hollywood.
I can't do that. I can't match my hair color for crap.
Well, you know I can always clock that.
Yeah, you know, you've ruined me for so many movies.
I mean, maybe it was made out of her real hair. You never know.
Oh my gosh, that's such a smart idea.
So, Luann has her bangs on. Okay, y'all, you hate to shade the Queen Mother, Bravo, but Bravo the reason why we're having second sets of auditions is because most of the producers of Bravo don't understand what it takes for the world to clear up their schedule to make it to auditions.
They think that once they get there and them just saying it one time out there, that the whole town's going to know about it now. No, you have to advertise for it like a week ahead or 2 weeks ahead and
People
get
have
it
to
on
get
multiple stations, put it on the radio station, put it on the news station.
People have to get off of work.
Yes.
People have to get, and so...
People have to get routines. People have to get word of mouth to their friends who are like, hey, did you hear about this contest?
That's smart marketing.
So that was the same for the Salt Lake City choir auditions. That's why it looks like hardly anybody was there, because we literally only had our social media to post about
like
it.
a week before.
And yeah, we just had a few days to get it together.
I was asking him like, okay, so this is what we have to do. We have to contact a good morning, a good thing in Utah, and do all this, and go to Q Salt Lake magazine. We got to put all these advertisements out, and of course, like, oh, I don't know what we're doing. Like, and the producers haven't said anything.
So literally, that's why they're having two auditions, is because no one had time to arrange their life, or probably even knew about the first set of auditions. But we have a great choir now, full of people.
And we have a interesting group of new auditions here. First up, the contortionist.
Oh my gosh. Okay, wait, before we get to that, I thought it was really funny that Bill is like talking to them about how difficult this 5 rating system is.
I know, he's like 5, you're going to Hollywood.
Right.
Okay, but you guys listen, but 1 means we'll call you, and that means that you're no good.
Right.
Okay, so 5 is good, 1's bad, and then there's 3 other numbers in between.
But what I love even more about it is that everyone that they show gets a 5.
No, the contortionist
didn't get a 5 from Luann, but he did from Sonia.
But did from Sonia, yeah.
And then everyone else they showed got a 5. I was like, well, that rating.
I feel so bad for this contortionist because he's like, this is my big break. I'm really going to make it. I'm going to make it onto the Madonna dance crew.
Yes.
And he overdoes it, and he has to get his shoulder. And I know from friends that have been able to do this, that when him being stuck for that long, his muscles relax, and when he pops it out, his muscles get torn. And so he's really going to be hurt the next day.
This is the episode of pain. Trey tap dancing.
Trey, do it. Trey.
So
Trey.
sweet.
Trey's my man. Trey. Go,
Trey gets a 5. The dance group, they get a 5.
Cheer Squad, the country singer, which did a lot better than the other guy.
Oh, yeah.
And remember
5.
how he said he likes it, I Want It That Way by the Backstreet Boys? Because, that's the new single that just came out there. It's 2005,
But you know what?
remember.
That's a song that no one can resist.
I know, it's a good song.
I mean, if you want to woo somebody and you're ultra talented and they're into you like playing the guitar and singing, that would be sexy if you're into that sort of thing. Well, I'm not going to play the piano or the guitar and sing you the Backstreet Boys song.
Trust me, I know you never do.
However,
all
when
I
we
know
first
is that
met, you told me about a song that you did like on
and
the
you
piano.
did play it on the piano, but you didn't write listen, Bowser wrote a whole song about who he loved and played it passionately.
Okay.
You can do the same.
The percussion ensemble gets a 5. We don't see the blind comment score, but neither
The blind
does she.
comedian. There'll be only one of us going to hell in this closet. And I think we all know who it is. That was so juicy good. And I was not expecting it. And I'm not going to laugh because I'm not a horrible human. I will laugh after this podcast is done recording. I will laugh hysterically and probably for 5 minutes straight. Because that was really good. But this is not the 90s anymore.
Oh, I couldn't resist. I'm sorry, I couldn't help it.
We're going to have to make some cuts, because we just have to.
How do you not hit that joke? It's hilarious.
Okay.
Like if you're a good human being, you don't say those jokes, but you're you, so.
This could be on Ripley's, believe it or not.
They now have to make cuts. Oh my goodness. They have so much talent.
Well, luckily, they have so much talent. And again, I believe really true talent in that town. It's really surprising. I wonder how many families from outside of town found out about it, and their parents are driving them in so they can be on TV and meet the Housewives and things like that.
I wonder if before television or before so much social media was out there, like back in the 90s, if this happened back in the 90s and stuff when reality TV just started, I wonder if there would have been more talent then, because a lot of kids don't have a lot of talents because they're just watching video screens.
Kids are not as
active.
Well,
because before I was outside all the time instead of indoors because there's nothing to watch on TV when I was a kid.
Well,
I would do stuff and I would learn new things, find new talents and stuff. But if I wasn't, I would be inside just watching TV.
Kids join dance and band and choir as much as they join sports.
Yeah, I guess so.
So it's not, in the school that I taught at, almost, probably 2/3 or more of the student body was in band, chorus, or strings.
Oh, I guess so. Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's my own life. I'm not talented because I
you are very talented, but you were just talented in different ways that you can't put on the follies.
Good dick only goes so far.
And it's been a fun little episode of the Bells of the Balls.
It has been. Well, you all be bells of the balls. I almost said bells of our balls, but we don't want that.
No.
Be bells and follow us on social media. Oh my gosh. Lord help us. On Facebook and Instagram, we are The Real House Bears. On Twitter, we are Real House Bears. And you can email us at therealhousebears@gmail.com.
You could also buy merch from us at realhousebears.redbubble.com. And you could also leave us a cute little ratings and a review on Apple Podcasts, and we will bring you up on air and make you hashtag HouseBearsFamous. And you can also watch us and listen to us wherever you want to watch or listen to us. We're on YouTube and Spotify for podcasts, and Spotify podcasts, and podcasts for podcasters, and casting, and all this pods and casters and casting pods.
Don't forget to leave us a review wherever you listen to us.
Yes. And if you want to send it to us in mail, just make sure we get it. We'll make you hashtag HouseBearsFamous. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Oh my God. You're going to be fixing your beard through the whole entire podcast anyway. That's what you do through the whole podcast. You sit there and look at yourself and you fix your beard and your hair through the whole entire podcast. I watch it every week.
You're so dumb.
I'm not kidding you. That's what you do through the whole entire podcast.
So
You're like,
dumb. You don't know
well,
anything.
I think
you
that...
you don't know anything about me.
I think that...
you don't know anything.
Frank and...
You don't even know me.
That's what it's like.